Welcome to the On the Road Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, Landon Rhoads. In today's episode, we will be discussing the tragic death of Lakers legend Kobe Bryant, and afterwards looking ahead to Super Bowl Sunday and giving our predictions on who will come out on top. To get things started, I have my good friend Joe Sabik with me. Good having you on the show, Joe.
Good to be here.
So first of all, I gotta ask, the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant, and we're from the generation where maybe we weren't aware of him in his earlier years, but definitely in his later Lakers years. I personally became a fan of the NBA in the 2008 finals against the Celtics. So definitely he shaped our love of the game. What personal memories do you have of Kobe Bryant?
So I used to play on a PSP and played NBA 2K. Now, I played NBA 2K07, and basically what I remember is really playing with Kobe Bryant and having Javaris Quinton and kind of rebuilding that Lakers team. That's what, and then also I remember playing with the Celtics and watching the Celtics versus the Lakers, kind of as you were saying, and just watching that rivalry develop. And I always remember, like my dad's a Celtics fan because he grew up in Boston. So really the big thing for me was I would root for the Celtics, and even though I would root against Kobe Bryant, when he had the incredible games, when he scored 81, when he scored 62 in the second game, it was just incredible, and he was such a dominant player. Like our comparison is to Michael Jordan. There's no one like him.
Yeah, definitely. I agree, and I think that helped bring the Celtics-Lakers rivalry to our generation a little bit because obviously Magic and Bird was a little bit before us, but we got Kobe, Paul Pierce, Kobe, Kevin Garnett, and it was exciting and definitely a generational talent, and I consider myself very lucky to have been able to watch his games, and I'm sure you do as well.
Oh, yeah, it was incredible.
All right, so now moving on to the NFL, we got the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday, Chiefs 49ers. You know, I'm a Packers fan, so I was a little disappointed with the NFC Championship.
They got routed.
Yeah, it was a rout, but the Chiefs game might be a little different. I think the Chiefs are a little above the Packers talent-wise. So what are your predictions? First, Kansas City offense, 49ers defense. I think it's the main focus a lot of people have.
I think Kansas City has the offensive line in order to match up with the defensive linemen of San Francisco. I think they're going to be able to block Nick Bosa, and I think they'll be able to give Patrick Mahomes time in the pocket. Now, whether or not they're going to be able to get the wide receivers open, that's a question. Richard Sherman's still a fantastic player. So we'll see what happens there. But I really do look forward to that matchup of that Kansas City offensive line versus the 49ers defensive line. And I think whoever wins that is probably going to win the game.
Definitely. I would agree. I think if Mahomes has enough time back there, it could be game over for the 49ers. But if not, then it's a whole new game. So then shifting to the other side of things, maybe a little less focused on, but Kansas City defense versus 49ers offense. We can't ignore that because Kansas City offense, 49ers offense, as a Packers fan, I can tell you they ran all over us in the NFC Championship. The running game is killer. So what are your predictions for that matchup?
Well, seeing the Kansas City defense be able to control Derrick Henry really tells me that I think they're going to be able to match up with Raheem Mostert and the 49ers run game. I really like Chris Jones, and I really like Tyrann Mathieu. I think that defense of the Kansas City Chiefs has really come on strong, and I really do think that they're going to be able to control the running game. Question is Jimmy Garoppolo going to step up, make enough plays?
Definitely. Garoppolo, a young quarterback, but he was raised in the New England system, and he's been to the Super Bowl before, not as a starter, but he definitely has that experience. So I guess the only thing left to ask is what's your final prediction, Super Bowl?
So my final prediction, I have Kansas City winning 30-24, and I have Patrick Mahomes taking home the Super Bowl MVP and becoming the second youngest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl.
Definitely. Fair prediction. I'm going to keep my prediction a secret until the end here, but Joe, nice having you on the show.
Yeah, it was good to have you.
Yeah. Up next with me, I have Logan Potosky, and we're going to cover the same things Joe and I just covered. I'm going to start off, of course, Kobe Bryant and his legacy. What did Kobe mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I played basketball all the way through my sophomore year of high school, but just watching the NBA, I mean, I wasn't a Lakers fan. You know, I'm from right around here in the Cleveland area, so grew up a LeBron James fan. But I mean, just seeing the way Kobe just transcended the game, just he was his own man, just that Mamba mentality, the way he was able to just inspire so many other players. Now, I mean, I do remember kind of like how Joe was talking about earlier on, like playing video games and, you're the Lakers, Kobe Bryant, that's your man. So, I mean, I didn't watch him too much personally, but, just in recent days, just seeing all these highlights, all these tributes, it's just seeing how much he means to so many people on and off the floor. It's just a very sad event that happened, just a tragedy. But Kobe's just an icon. I mean, he's gonna live on forever. Like
Definitely.
They say like legends never die.
Absolutely. And also, I'm a Cavaliers fan myself. It's worth mentioning that Kyrie credited that Mamba mentality with his three-pointer against the Warriors.
Yeah, and I don't know if too many people know about this, but like I had heard sometime a little while ago that it was a thought of potentially doing a swap. It was going to be straight up LeBron for Kobe, and it would have been just Kobe to the Cavaliers, LeBron to the Lakers, but I think the Cavaliers just didn't feel like doing that, and I think that was a smart move. But I mean, now you see LeBron's in Los Angeles, and he just said he wants to carry on the legacy of Kobe. So
yeah, LeBron ended up in LA either way. But shifting topics here a little bit, we're going to talk Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. Joe had the Chiefs winning, but I'm going to break it down the same way here. 49ers offense versus Chiefs defense. That a little bit undercovered compared to the other side of things, but what do you think about that matchup?
Yeah, I think that's the more underrated matchup because, that Chiefs offense, it's looking like the best offense in football right now. And when you look at the Niners defense, that's looking like the best defense in football right now. But, so like I'm saying, that one's going to be the underrated one. I think whoever wins that one, I think will be the one that can win the game because that can be one who provides that game-changing play. And, like looking at the Chiefs defense, it's not like they don't have weapons on there. Like, they have that defensive tackle, Chris Jones, and they have like Tyrann Mathieu as a strong safety who at times it looked like he can almost be like that hybrid linebacker safety kind of football player. So, and then you look at the Niners offense, it's very balanced. Like, you don't see too many superstars in there. You do have George Kittle, the tight end, but like they have that running back tandem. Like they have Raheem Mostert, former Cleveland Brown. Browns had him on the practice squad for a little while, and they also had Kyle Shanahan, their head coach too, as an offensive coordinator. But what are you gonna do? So like they have him. Tevin Coleman had that dislocated shoulder. I think he might be coming back, and if he does, that's just another player for the Chiefs to have to worry about. And then you also could have even Matt Breida, another running back to look out for.
Yeah.
But even if you look at the other skill guys, Emmanuel Sanders, the rookie Deebo Samuel, like they're just well balanced. They're a well-oiled machine, and if they can get going, they can do a lot of good things.
Absolutely. I think the 49ers offense is underrated, but I think there's a case to be made that the Chiefs defense is also underrated. So
agreed, yeah.
It'll be interesting. So then shifting to the aspect of the game that's been covered pretty heavily, but Chiefs offense versus 49ers defense, both considered the strengths of their respective teams. What do you see happening there?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Those are the strengths of both teams. If you look at the Chiefs offense, Patrick Mahomes, he is looking like he's revolutionizing the quarterback position, with these no-look passes like 60 yards down the field.
Yeah.
It's just amazing seeing him play the way that he does. I think Joe was saying this a little bit earlier on as well. If he gets the time to throw, he's got Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins and all these guys just waiting to catch the football. And they are just dominant when they get the chance to do what they want to do. And then when you look at that 49ers defense, you got Robert Saleh leading the charge there. He was nearly about to become the Cleveland Browns head coach. You have like Nick Bosa and Richard Sherman and all those guys there just playing excellent football. I think it's just going to come down to, it's like football games, it's like 140 plays, like my high school coach would say. It's like 140 little battles, and it's who's going to win more of those battles, who's going to make that game-changing play, and I think that's going to decide who wins this football game.
So I guess that brings us to your prediction for the game overall. Who do you think comes out on top?
Well, so we've seen the story a couple times. You have like number one defense, number one offense going at it. Like a few years ago, you saw the Seahawks and Broncos. I mean, that was a massacre.
Blowout.
I mean, that, like, you were halfway through the third quarter, it wasn't even a football game anymore. But I think this one will definitely be closer than that. I'm going to go 35-31. I think the 49ers are going to take this one, win that 6th Super Bowl, tie themselves with the Steelers and the New England Patriots at 6. And for my MVP, I mean, he seems to be a little bit underrated, I'd say, in terms of what he does, but, like, I just have a feeling Jimmy Garoppolo is going to really show what he can do, and I think he's going to take the MVP home.
Interesting. I guess it's time for my prediction as well. I got the 49ers. I think it's going to be a close game. I would predict a high-scoring game overall. I think both defenses might struggle a little bit. Even the 49ers defense, the speed of those Kansas City receivers is pretty insane. As long as Mahomes gets the time back there, that's the only thing. And final score, I'll say 38-31 in favor of the 49ers. And MVP, I think it could be a defensive player. I won't say anyone in particular because I have no idea, but I'm going to say a defensive player from the 49ers. But if the Chiefs do somehow win it, I'd say there's almost a 100% chance Mahomes will be the MVP. I don't see anyone else other than Mahomes if Kansas City comes out on top. But
I'd have to agree with that as well. I mean, he's that superstar that they have, their best player. So
definitely. Well, Logan, nice having you on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Much appreciated.
And hope everyone enjoys Super Bowl Sunday. We'll be back with episode 2 before you know it, talking some NBA action, maybe some post-All-Star game thoughts. And hope you can join us again. I'm Landon Rhoads, and this is the On the Road Sports Talk Show.